The reason also a lot of your opponents are not going to be familiar with this setup, because this is not the main lines with e4. It's not the main line where you play the 4-pawn attack, you play the Semish system. So you play bishop g5, and this line is called, it's the Smyslov-Petrosian, okay? Smyslov-Petrosian setup. This is the Smyslov-Petrosian setup against the king's Indian defense. I think we are ready to start, guys. This is the advanced class, okay? So this is the advanced class. So, and today I'm going to show you a specific opening, okay? And I'm going to show you a very nice line that you can play against a king's Indian defense. You're playing white and you play d4, right? Chess players, can you place, excuse me, focus here, okay? Both of you, focus here. d4, knight f6, c4, g6. At the moment, we don't know yet which opening is going to be. So, because it could be here d5, Grunfeld defense, or it could be bishop g7, which is the king's Indian defense, okay? It could be Grunfeld, or it could be king's Indian, you know? So we don't know at the moment which opening is going to be, okay? So, but we're gonna cover now what you're gonna do against the king's Indian defense. Guys, take a seat. Hi, sit down and yeah. Well, what do you want to say? Well, it's black to move, but sit, yeah. Bishop g7, and here we have a very specific opening that is called king's Indian defense. Thank you. So after the move bishop g7, now we know the name of the opening, and everybody, the name of the opening is king's Indian defense. All right? Sometimes they refer to as KID, king's Indian defense. Okay? So, and I'm going to show you my specialty, how to get a good advantage and try to have a nice position with the white pieces. So, I recommend knight f3. Okay? The reason also a lot of your opponents are not going to be familiar with this setup, because this is not the main lines with e4. It's not the main line where you play the 4-pawn attack, you play the Semish system. So you play bishop g5, and this line is called, it's the Smyslov-Petrosian, okay? Smyslov-Petrosian setup. This is the Smyslov-Petrosian setup against the king's Indian defense. So I've been using this for over 20 years with some very good results, especially you guys play in a scholastic level. At the club level player, this is very effective. Maybe not as effective when you play a Grandmasters, but very effective and other opponents, you know. So I use this many years successfully. So bishop g5, he plays d6, black. Now you play e3, knight bd7, okay. Now you play bishop e7, bishop e7, he plays c6, okay. He plays c6, and now you don't castle, you play queen c2 because you're setting up a little trap here. You're setting up a little trap here for your opponent, okay. So now, pay attention everybody, because you're going to review this with me. So h6, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes to h4. Now, g5, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes to g3. Okay. Bishop goes to g3. And now, knight h5. You can come forward if you want, or you can sit there. So there is a chair here as well, if you like. Just turn the chair. Very good. So, knight h5. Now, after knight h5, now, this is a mistake. Inaccuracy. Who can tell me why this is a mistake? This is a blunder, okay? That loses material. This is a blunder. I see two hands here. You have a try first. Knight takes g5. Excellent. Yes. Knight takes g5. It seems like, what is the point? This is just losing a pawn, right? But if you take the knight. This tactic works because of the loose piece on h5. Loose piece, okay? So loose piece drops off, okay? Now, if he goes knight takes g3, if he goes knight takes g3, now, what is the idea here? If he takes knight takes g3, what you gonna do here to come up with a mate? Many hands I see. Adik. Absolutely checkmate, okay? Very good. Got it? So please fix this trap, okay? It's a very good trap for you to know. And also, when you play the move queen c2, you don't just play for this trap. Your queen belongs there anyway. Your queen belongs here. And then you're going to go queen h7. Okay? If he takes on g3, you have a mate. Please take a seat. So, let's now review this match, okay? I just want to see if you guys can get here, okay? Just 12 moves. I'm going to put in a training mood, and we're going to start from the beginning, okay? All right. We start with the first move here. You play the moves for white.
D4.
Second move.
C4.
Wait. Next person. Let's give a chance to everybody to do it. Next person raising hands. In the back, yes? Wait. It's white to move. Knight c3, bishop g7. And now everybody play e4 here, but not you. You can play this nice line, okay, that your opponents are not going to be familiar against the King's Indian, okay? Which is? Should be more hands. Yes, in the back. Blue shirt. Okay, guys, come on in quickly and close the doors. All right. So here, what is the move here? Yes, knight f3. Okay, this is a lecture about King's Indian defense. How to play against the King's Indian defense effectively as white. Okay, now castles. And now you want to try to activate, you need to activate your bishop. You need to find a way to activate your bishop to a good square, okay? So who can do it? You. Yes, you. Bishop g5, excellent. d6. Now. Yes? E3, perfect. Knight bd7. Now keep developing. You. Wait. Queen or bishop first? Bishop first, right? And now your move, go. Perfect. Queen c2, you're developing and setting up the idea. And now, he plays h6. We're going to look at the other line as well, the main line, when they don't fall for this trick. But if he plays h6, you retreat. He plays g5, he attacks you. You retreat. Now he goes knight h5. Knight is on the rim, and now, this is the moment. This is the moment for you to do it. White to play. What is the idea that gives you material? Yes? Knight takes g5, sacrificing the knight. If he captures, what do you do? Continue. It's on you. Go. Taking the knight. Perfect. And if he takes the bishop, then we go. Excellent. So this is a very nice trap, okay? That you have to keep in mind, okay? Very, very nice chop, and you're going to be able to win the game. Everybody got it?
Got it.
So this is the King's Indian defense, Smyslov-Petrosian, okay? Okay, chess players there, pay attention here, okay? All right, so let's go back now and try to understand what's going to happen if they don't fall for the trap. Of course, if they fall for the trap, you guys will like it. It will be great. You win. But let's say they don't fall for the trap and they play, let's say, h6 here, and they play the move e5, which is a move that is expected, okay? Which is the expected move. Now, you castle. Now they go queen e7. Now, we need to finish our development. So in order to do that, we have to put the rooks in a good squares. So where do you think we should put our rooks? The white rooks. Where do you think they belong? Where do you think the rooks belong? Okay? Yes? Yes? No, white rooks. Where the white rooks belong? These two guys. This one and this one. That would be the optimal squares for these two pieces.
Where they started?
Yeah, yeah. Where to put them? So you want to put them in the game, right?
Together.
Together. Excellent. Okay. Can you tell us a square specifically?
D and E.
Perfect. Rook d1, rook e8, and now what's your next move here? When you bring one, you bring the second one in the back. Yes? Rook c1. Perfect. Now you have every piece developed. Okay? All the pieces are developed. Perfect. Okay? And you're comfortable. All right. And the next plan here is he plays b6. Now you expand. You get some space, okay? How are you going to get space?
b4, since white usually plays on the corner side of the king's Indian.
Very strong. Very good. Yes. Bishop b7. Now, this is a little loose, so I want to have this protected, okay? Just in case, so he doesn't hang at some point. Now he plays rook d1, and now you try to take. He takes. And now here is your idea here. In these positions, this d6 square is weak. Okay? This d6 square is weak, so we try to find a way to put a knight here. Who can give me a good idea here how to put a knight there? White to play here. White to play. How can you do that? What can we do here? Adik, go. Correct, yes. Knight e4. Now threatening to play knight d6. Look at that square. And if he tries to play g5 to attack you, now you're not worried about that move because you have a good move, right?
Right.
Perfect. And now you're attacking this and attacking this. If he takes, you take, hitting the rook. If he goes away, you come back. Yes?
Yeah. If he takes your bishop, you don't take the rook, because then it's actually going to end up in this little because
Yes.
two minor pieces for.
Yeah, like see, don't get attracted by this because if you take the rook, you lose your knight. And as he mentioned, you lose two pieces for a rook. That's not a very good trait for you, okay? Two pieces for a rook. All right, just take here. He goes here, you come back attacking. He goes back, you take, and the other knight comes in. Okay? So that is your main line. So I want to go back to it and make sure you remember. We left it up from here. You know the sub variation, but I want to also cover the main line. So h6, he goes sorry, the main line, e5. And now after plays e5, what do we do here? How do we continue in this position? Yes?
Castle.
Castle. Safety of the king is very important, so we're going to castle. Queen e7, now continue. Now we continue. Yes?
Rook D1.
Perfect. Rooks belong where, everybody? In the middle, right? In the middle. Now, next move. Should be more hands, should be more hands. Yes, you?
Rook A1.
Correct. B6. Now. Good move here, because we want to gain what? We want to gain what? Space.
On foot.
Absolutely. You gain space by doing this. Now he goes bishop e7. Now we need to strengthen that, right? Yes?
A3.
Very good move. Yes. A3, protecting it, okay? Strengthening before, okay? Strengthening before so it's not hanging later on. Now he goes here, and now this is the moment we go for a big advantage. We don't hesitate anymore because we have every piece developed. We have what we call a complete development, okay? Every piece we have is completely developed. So, now we have every piece developed. What are we going to do here? How are we going to pursue here? How are we going to go for it? Okay, let's see who has it. Okay, you go first.
94.
What do you do first? Remember? You remember the idea, but the execution needs to be accurate in the back. Yes? Yes?
D takes E5.
Perfect. You take first. He takes. You take, he takes, and now your idea comes into play, correct? What is it? You understand? You have to have the line open, okay? You have to have the line open, very important, okay? We will have the line open, and then you put the knight there, and the knight goes on d6, okay? So very important to remember that. And now you're threatening to come in. If g5, you just go knight d6. If he moves away, we take the bishop and we return. If he doesn't want to allow this, let's say he moves here, knight f8, right? Now you have a strong, you can get this d6 square. So you can take, and you play the move c5. Then you play the move c5, which is very strong, and you're going to put the knight on d6, okay? c5, you fix it, and you put the knight on d6, okay? And you can put a bishop on c4 as well. Good. Okay, now we will go over another line that is crucial, okay? And this is one of my games, actually, played many years ago. In this, I'll just show you the opening part where I got a big advantage. This was a game against international master Nikolai Kabanov. Okay, I'm white. So here we got the King's Indian. This game is played long time ago, but it's very interesting. So e3, and he played aggressive c5. So I play, well, c5 leads to like you don't want to take here. If you take, you run into some queen a5, knight e4 ideas. So you don't want that. So you play d5. My opponent played very aggressive. Maybe he was prepared against this. So he played knight h5. But this is aggressive, but I don't think it's that good because it weakens the position a lot. Okay? So this really weakens the position. So I played bishop d3 in that game, developing my bishop. And now he played e5 quickly. I already have a threat here, and my threat is to take on g5. So let's say if you play a6, white wins here. White to play and win. Can you find the entire winning line here for white? I'll calculate a little bit more. whenever you see this knight on h5, it's always a danger for him. There was always a chance that he's going to be in trouble, okay? Because of that loose piece, okay? This loose piece on h5. Now, how are we going to take advantage of that loose knight? Yes? Knight takes g5, correct. So if he takes back, you have queen h5, correct? So he takes. Now, h takes. Then he takes. Well, if he doesn't take, you're just up a pawn. You're really doing great here. So if he takes, how are you going to mate him? That's what I want to see. I want to see the mating idea. This first move is very important. First move is very, very important to play. So we have to force him to the corner, right? How are we going to force him to the corner? Yes.
Rook.
No, he takes. Sorry.
Rook to h8.
Rook to h8.
If the problem is, if
He has f5 there, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah.
Bishop takes.
And queen h5.
f5. That's a problem, yeah? He shuts you down. So, let's not sacrifice that. Let's push the king to the corner first. How you push the king to the corner?
Bishop h7.
All right. Now the king is in a corner. That's good. He cannot escape to any other square. So now which piece is going to join in the action? Which piece you would like to use to join in the action? Yes? Yeah, it's the other person. Okay. So, yes? Correct. Queen h5. Now you're threatening to simply play bishop check and queen h7 mate, okay? Bishop check, queen h7 mates the game. So he tries to move this away. Now, it's very important. Bishop check, he's going to escape there. So you want to do something even better. Even stronger than that. What's hanging now that is crucial to the position? Yes?
Queen takes f7.
Correct. Correct. Queen takes f7. And next move, we just move the bishop, and it's just going to be a mate. Okay? One detail here. If, let's say, he had a knight here on d7, because I had this happen to me. So I had somebody play this. I took. He took. He didn't take the knight. But if he takes, it's the same idea. Check. But you cannot allow him to play knight f6 here. You cannot allow him to play knight f6 because then he'll have a good counterplay. So you want to try to control the f6 square. Okay? You want to try to control the f6 square. How are you going to do it? How are you going to control the f6 square? Yes?
Knight e4.
Excellent, correct. Knight e4. Now you're controlling the f6 square and you're still threatening the powerful queen h5, which is coming, okay? You understand? Very important move. So if he does something like this, now, okay, if he gives you a check, you just put the king on f1, okay? Just put it on f1. Now he moves the knight to f6. What do you do? What do you do? Eric? He takes. Continue. Chris?
I'll stretch it.
Oh, stretching. Okay, let's see. Adik.
Queen h5.
Yeah, now you're threatening check and checkmate, right, Adik? Check and checkmate. And he goes here, and now what do you do? Yes? Yeah. Correct, correct. Queen takes f7, okay, perfect. And then you move the bishop away with the checkmate. So this knight g5 is very, very important moment, okay, here. So keep in mind this idea. So my opponent played e5 thinking, you know, I'm just stopping that idea, you know? Thinking I'm just stopping that idea. And now, en passant, he missed this. And he realized right now that he cannot take back with the bishop. Only now he realized that. Because if he takes with the bishop and a pawn, what kind of tactic white has here that is going to give him a couple of pawns advantage? White wins couple of pawns here due to this tactic. Who can see it? Yes?
Bishop takes d6.
Very nice. Bishop takes d6, also attacking this 2 pawns. So he has to do something. Take, and now.
And then
Continue.
bishop to h7.
Check. That is called discovery check. He takes, queen takes rook, check. Perfect. Perfect, yes.
Probably after bishop takes d6, his best chance was rook e8.
Yeah, but then I take on c5 and
Yeah.
2 extra, yeah, 2 extra pawns. So, my opponent played knight takes g3, but now the bishop is eliminated, but I have a very important switch and soak, right? In between move. In between move here. What is that in between move? Adik.
E takes f7.
E takes f7 check, rook takes, I took, and I went on to win this game because I have extra pawn. I have extra pawn and his light squares are pretty weak here. So I end up winning the game comfortably. Okay? So that's the idea with the King's Indian, okay? So I just wanted you to know these ideas, and probably the best way he should play here, e5 is a blunder, he should take and maybe play the move e6. I mean, maybe this position is okay for black, but I like white's chances anyway because king on g8 is a little bit weak. But you can certainly find some games in this position. Okay, so let's review that idea one more time. So if he plays c5, everybody, what do we do here? Continue. d5, h6, bishop h4, g5. Knight h5, bishop d. So we have a serious threat already, right? Knight h5. So once again, if he goes knight d7, this is the blunder. I had this happen to me once in a tournament in Australia. I was playing about 2200 player, and he played this move right here. And what's the winning idea? Go. Take. He has to take, otherwise queen h5. Take back. And now he wants to go knight e4, so this needs to be prevented, and that's going to be prevented by knight e4. That's the idea. Very good. So that's the idea with the King's Indian, okay? So remember, this is very good setup for white, and it will give you some really good chances, okay? So, and the other line that I wanted to go over with you, if he plays the move e5, and it looks like he protects g5, he's going to go queen h5, but now this is going to be a problem because of which move? Yes? En passant, everybody. En passant, okay? If he moves 2 squares and your pawn is guarding that square in the original position, that's you can take as if he moved only 1 square. That's how the en passant works. And if takes, bishop d6, hitting the rook. If he takes, discovery check, winning the queen. And if he goes to rook e8, we just take on c5 with 2 extra pawns. My opponent took here. And now, in between move, remember, check. He takes, we take, and I converted this advantage pretty comfortably. Nakamura's games, if you watch, Ding Liren games, you watch, older games of Timur Rajabov, you watch, they had a lot of good wins, you know, when they march their pawns and attack. But this line, it's really effective. It stops it, okay?